What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Thank you so much. This is episode or webinar for those who are interested in real estate investing. And this is the guy right here. This is the guy. He does this full time and he's very successful at it. So what happened was, just to let you know a little backstory. I saw him doing his thing. He had little YouTubes that he was, and I was interested already a little bit. And I wanted to learn more. And I was actually stalking him, really, like stalking, but not too bad. Just to find out what he was doing. And I connected with him, and we decided to put together something for you guys so that those who are interested in real estate investing can get and join the show and join the wealth that you can be able to create for yourself with this real estate investing program. So this is a webinar so you can learn. It's for you to, if you have any questions, you can be able to ask away, because he's here. He's dedicating an hour of his time to be able to answer any questions that you may have, and also any kind of concerns, or maybe you've gotten involved in it before and phased out or fizzed out and you needed that motivation. And that's why we got together, because we have the personal development portion and actual education. So it's motivation with education. That's how it works. Okay. So for those who do not know who I am, which you should, because I'm here every Sunday, I am SJ from InnerSoul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. And on the side of me, we have
Tracy Ellison. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. So this is Tracy. He is the real estate doctor. He does this full time. So with any coaching program, most people opt into a desired result. They want to be able to have some type of specialized knowledge so that they can be able to be successful. And so that's what we're trying to make you do. We're trying to make you become successful. And the name of the game is success. And there's reasons behind people wanting to be successful, whether they want to take care of their family, whether they want to do their own thing and expand and grow. So this right here is a stepping stone to that. We actually help you, and Tracy leads you by the hand so that you can become successful. This is all about serving and making sure that you get the desired result. But in order for you to get that desired result, you got to stick with it. He's going to show you what it is and his backstory of that as well. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Tracy to you. And like I said, he's taken an hour of his time. So that was so beautiful. And we do appreciate him doing that. And he's going to teach you how you can become successful in this industry and what is needed in order to become successful. So without further ado, I don't want to even talk. I'm going to learn myself, because like I said, I'm learning the same way. And I see myself definitely going further into this real estate industry. So without further ado, Tracy.
Appreciate it, man. You're good at this, bro. You're real good at this. I see why you keep it up every week, and I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm excited. I'm excited right now. We're at a really good time in our real estate investing company right now. And so he actually linked on to me at a really good time when, really when stuff started to really take off. And I didn't really have time to teach people or even set up a course. And he said, I'm going to come along. I'm going to take on some of those responsibilities, do some of the marketing, do some of the setup, the motivation. And so that's a key part. And so I appreciate your part in this and us going back and forth and actually really guiding people to success. And so both of those are actually needed. And so right now we're in the moment, in the trenches of doing deals ourselves. Like, it's not like we're just trying to, when we go to sleep, we're thinking about how we can, get people to get people on board to coach and try to get money from people. And that's not what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about is trying to get deals ourselves right now. And we're taking time right now to actually go and find key people that are ready to really go forward and implement these things and really save yourself and your family. But you really got to be ready for it. And we're looking for those type of key people, not everybody out there that's really ready to go on board and take some of these things serious and implement it, because we're not going to be here to waste any time. We're not going to be doing this for a long time. A lot of it is going to be us focusing on our goals. But in the meantime, we're going to reach out our arms and we're going to be able to help some people, some key people that's ready right now. Whoever finds the video, whoever end up watching it, whether or not it's live right now, or even if you're watching it later, if you got into this video, you got into it for a reason. So take some of these things seriously and start to implement. Because once you have this information, I'm telling you, you'll be able to use it forever. Because real estate is something where it's not like it's I mean, if you look at most of the millionaires and billionaires out there, either they've made it from real estate, or when they did make the millions and billions, they put it back into real estate.
Yes.
So either way, if you look for those long-term goals of making millions, billions, trillions, however far you want to go, you're either going to have to make it from real estate, or you're going to have to, when you do make it, put it back into real estate and know what you're doing with it. And some of these things that I'm going to teach you right now is going to be very key in doing
that.
Now, and so I'm going to
real quick.
I'm gonna get it. Well,
real quick. I just want to say real quick. Here's where most real estate coaching programs miss the mark. They don't focus solely on personal development. He was just saying that personal development is very key because 80% of success is mindset. Okay, and in this industry of real estate, it has everything to do with how you perceive things, how you adjust as necessary. So what he's teaching you and how we got together is with the personal development portion is it's to help you continue to stay committed, because like he said, this course he had me 7 days. I was 0 to 100 real quick, but it helped me. It helped me so much. And the way that he does it is so easy. The way he does it is so
it's like easy. A breakthrough. Like you break through any of the barriers, any of the fear. The procrastination, all of those things. Is just like, that's why it's so intense for those 7 days. And then after those 7 days, it was like, even though we kind of slowed down with the intensity, you still was able to still keep up and ride it out because of, just having that hammering down those first 7 days too. And so that's another thing. At the end of this, guys, whoever's watching this right now, you'll be able to have the experience and get the 7-day course that we went through for free. And I'll be able to give that to you for free, only for the people that's going to stay to the end. And we'll show you how to get that, once we actually finish and go through that. So a little bit about me. I'm just going to, just kind of give you a background about me and who I am. I'm actually my 4th year into real estate as a whole. And that's really from, when I first moved to Atlanta. I'm from Philadelphia. When I first moved here, I got my real estate license. I was a real estate agent for about 3.5, years. And then I found real estate investing, which is a whole different animal, right? And I found real estate investing, and truthfully, me being a real estate investor for over a year now, a little bit over a year, has taught me 10 to 20 times more than probably what I learned as a real estate agent. And that's me just being honest. It's not that, it's not that one is better than the other. It's just that as far as me and excelling and learning the game of real estate and how to navigate in and out, I just feel like, once I got into the real estate investing side and I immersed myself in that, it's like really, that's just me, where I'm passionate at, what I'm good at, my strengths. But also just as far as the way I learned the real estate game, real estate investing hands down just taught me, how to really get in there and get it done. But as far as what I'm gonna take you guys through is I'm gonna take you guys through different strategies and different ways that you can do real estate investing, and then you can kind of make the decision on what your availability is and what your resources is, and whether or not you feel like which strategy you choose to go forward with. And then, no matter which strategy you want to go forward with, we'll be able to help you to get there. Because right now we're kind of all of them. It doesn't even matter what strategy you choose. We already got all of that covered. Yes. So I'm going to go through this document, which you guys can't see it, unfortunately, but if you do sign up at the end, then we'll be able to get this to you. But I'm gonna go through this on just talking. A lot of people start off with when you first get into real estate investing, the first thing you want to think of is what you want to be. You don't really look at it as like what strategy or how do I do this and what I need. The first thing you do is just see the shows, or you know somebody that's doing it, or you'll try to think of avenues of which way you want to go, and you'll think, what do I want to be? Do I want to be a fix and flipper? Somebody who's going to take the property, it's really, really stressed and dirty, and then I'm gonna make it this lavish, beautiful home, and that's what you see yourself as. Is it like I want to be a landlord where I have multiple properties and I'm renting them out and I'm getting cash flow and money every month, or do I want to be a real estate agent where I want to be representing people and buyers and sellers and selling homes and listing them online? And so that's usually the main three things that a lot of people are attracted to when they start thinking about real estate in general.
Yeah.
Just in general, right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
So, I was the same way where, my first thing was, honestly, I just thought about real estate. I thought about money. That was the first thing I thought about before I thought about it. Money, that sounds like money. It was just like, which way I do to get the money, I don't really care which way. And then, as I start learning more about it, it was just, I was thinking like, I want to be a landlord. That was like the first thing that stuck out to me was, I thought of it as like passive income. I can just make money, have money accumulate every month, and I don't have to do anything. It's just coming in. And so that was the thing that attracted me to, doing real estate in general. So that's that's the three things people do. That I want to be a fix and flipper, I want to be a landlord, I want to be a real estate agent, right? And so when you start doing those things, you're like, what does it require to kind of be those things? That's after you have the idea, like you immediately get into, okay, so what do I gotta do to be it?
Right.
And that's when you start figuring out, some other things. So the first thing you're running to, like, okay, is different niches that you can get into. You can do single family, you can do multifamily in apartments, you can do new construction, you can do commercial buildings. And so you have different niches that you can get into. So then you start thinking about that and you start visualizing, well, I see myself with 100 different single family homes, or I see myself with a big, or I see myself building something, and so you start visualizing, you start thinking like that's what you want, right? And so that's how everybody gets started in the real estate and in the real estate industry. They start visualizing and seeing what they want to do. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to assess your finances and you say, I got the dream, I want to do that. And then it's like, okay, what do I have to do to accomplish that dream? And so assessing your resources and your finances is, do you have a team and a network in place? So that's one of the first things you're going to need if you're going to do fix and flipping, landlord, real estate agent, single family, multifamily, commercial, new construction. You're going to need a team in place and a network. The next thing, do you have knowledge and do you have experience?
Right.
If you're just starting off, you probably have neither. If you've been doing it for a little while, just learning and not really taking any action, you have some knowledge, but you don't have any experience. You see what I'm saying? So really getting the knowledge and the experience is the part that, that jumpstart you and get you started. Then the other thing is your budget. And so that's what all of us want to avoid, right? The budget part. Like, can I skip that question? We just get straight to the success. Yes. Everybody, you want to skip that part, but you got to assess it, right? So, I look at it in the category, and when I'm doing coaching and I coach people, was like, what's your budget? Are you in a category where A, you got 100,000 plus with your current budget right now? Are you B, 50,000 to 25,000 with your budget right now? Are you 20,000 to 10,000 with it? Are you D, 5,000 to 2,000? E, are you 1,000 to 200? Or are you F, are you at zero? That's $0 to put towards it right now.
Exactly.
And so a lot of people they're usually on the bottom part, D, E, and F, where they 5,000 to 2,000, 1,000 to 200, or $0. That's where they starting at. That's just honest. Like I've ran into, I don't know, I can't count now how many people want to get into real estate, and you ask them that question, and that's where they starting at. So with that, if you're starting there at D, E, or F, which is 5,000 to 2,000, 1,000 to 200 or 100, that doesn't leave you much room when you're trying to be a fix and flipper or a landlord, to tell you the truth. With real estate agent, you can somewhat be in category E and have a 5,000 or 2,000 startup to get started as a real estate agent. You still got to do continuous marketing as well. So with those three, sometimes, you have the dream, but the budget might not match up all the way. So some people will say, forget it. I don't want to do it. I don't have the budget. I don't have the money. I don't have the credit. This dream is just going to have to be put on hold to, another lifetime.
Right.
It's how people, And so what we're going to show you is how you can get into the niches of single family, multifamily, new construction, commercial, without necessarily being a fix and flipper, a landlord, or a real estate agent, right? So you're probably wondering, like, how can you get into the single family, the multifamily without doing fix and flip landlord? Because a lot of those things come with risk, guys. Like, to be honest, like doing those things, fix and flipping is, you're gonna have to put some money up front when you get your financing from people. They require 20-25% down, 30% if you brand new on whatever your house is. You're gonna have to find a house that's at least 65% loan value. And so you're going to have to go and find really great deals. You're going to have to put your money into it, and then you have to risk it. You're going to have to make sure you're on time and doing stuff like that. Being a landlord, it sounds way sweeter than what it is. Let me tell you. That's all I can really say to that. Unless you're being a landlord, you would never even get it. But a lot of people jump into there, and man, with the expenses that come through with it, and the head of the tenants with the toilets, and and the evictions and all types of stuff that you got in the calls. All of that stuff is really is kind of overrated, and a lot of people get burnt out of the game real quick. Being a real estate agent is totally different than investing, but you got to definitely put your grind out there and build a brand, and it's a business as well. It's not a job, so that's why it's another strategy that people use. But you got to have some money up front. You got to pay for the real estate classes. It's going to cost you about $700 to get right on. That's just for the classes. That's not even to get started and being successful in the business.
Wow.
You have the broker fees that you have to pay, education, all of those things. And I feel like me as an agent right now, even though I don't use it as much as I do investing, I feel like it's totally worth it for me to pay those fees, in my opinion, to what I have access to with the database and things like that. But a lot of people, it might be a stopping stone for you because you don't have the money to get started, or you just don't feel like you don't have the time to get started and go through the class. So I'm gonna show you guys how you can get into these niches without any of those, right? And so
that's what's up.
What I call it is creative real estate investing. It's creative real estate investing because when you don't have any money, you start getting real creative with stuff, right? So like if you don't have any food, you start looking at the calendar. I mean, my wife be doing it all the time. She was like, I come through the door and we ain't had no food, and we, try to make it work, and she would be cooking something like, where did you find all these ingredients? They would be gourmet up in the vegetables all in one with some sauce, but like she get real creative, when you don't have no money. And so it's creative real estate investing because you start getting real creative with the different strategies that you got to do in order for you to be able to make it successful. So you can be successful, guys, without any money. You can definitely make it work. It's possible to do it without it. Now, if you have a little bit to be able to put towards it, you're going to make your learning curve a little bit shorter. Best believe that. So I put money into my real estate investing business. Now, don't get that wrong. Now, I haven't put any money into the asset. I haven't had to do any risks. I got a lot of low risk real estate investing. I don't have to do the high risk with the fix and flipping where I might lose all my money, or with a landlord where I got to put it in my name and the tenant mess up the house and I'm done with my asset, or I have a loan on it, things like that. So I don't have to take that risk. But with the way that we're doing it with the creative financing, we really don't have to take a lot of the risk, and at the same time we don't have to put any money into the asset. But when it comes down to the money, I'll put money into the marketing, and this is me being very transparent because I don't have any other choice but to do it for you. You will have to put money into some marketing, into some personal development, how we talked about earlier, and then also into some coaching. All right, and that's the three things that I would definitely recommend if you put your money into it. If you're in the three categories, if you only got $5,000 to $2,000, $1,000 to $200 or $0, just put your money into marketing, some personal development, and some coaching, and that'll get you well off into getting into the other categories fast without having to wait until another lifetime to jump into real estate investing. So let me explain to you the strategies of what we call in the category of creative real estate investing. So this is becoming a creative real estate investment. So we have a strategy called wholesaling. You have lease options, subject to, wraparound mortgages, seller financing, joint ventures, and some other things too that's on this. But those are the main type of things that are creative real estate investing. And so these strategies don't require any of your own money, and they also are very low risk. when it comes down to real estate investing. And so if you have a choice and you have, you don't know anything about real estate investing at all, what was the question that we said earlier? We said you don't have a network or a team in place.
That's a good one.
To really do fixed or being a landlord. Right. These strategies don't require having a team or a network in place at all. You can do it on your own. But while you're doing it, you are developing a team and a network while you're doing the strategy. So it's like you're developing a team and you're doing it and you're being successful and making money at the same time. Versus you just waiting off, putting it off and saying, okay, I don't have the money.
Right.
So if you don't have knowledge and experience, I wouldn't suggest you go out there and do no fix and flipping or buying a house and doing landlord without any knowledge or experience. I just wouldn't suggest it at all because there's a lot of risk in it, and a lot of people get their feelings hurt and lose a lot, and you don't want to do that. And so while you're doing creative real estate investing, you don't have to use any money or your own credit, but you get to get the experience and the knowledge of actually doing the real estate investing. So if I'm going out there and I'm doing deals and I'm looking for deals and I'm analyzing deals and I'm analyzing the market, but I'm not putting my own risks out there for my own name, once that becomes time for me to do that and I get to the other categories, then I'm able to do that and I have the knowledge and the experience at that point. And so that's what the creative real estate investing is, that bridge, and it gets you into that way. And then also with the current budget, you're going to be making money while you're doing the creative real estate investing. So you're going to be able to get into those other categories with the 20,000, the 50,000, the 100,000. So that you can put that money towards one of the other strategies if you want, or you can continue to do the creative ways because it's just so sly that it don't matter how much money you got, you can still grab some houses without any money or any credit. And so even if you have, $1 million, why not, do other strategies? Right. And so I'm gonna give you guys, basically what the risk is. But we already went through the risk. And then I'm gonna give you guys some examples. Now you ain't gonna be able to see the examples because I kind of planned on sharing my screen with you, but maybe on another time we'll do something on another platform to share it. But I'll do some examples of certain deals that I've that as a team really that we all done. And mind you, this is really new with our team. So like I said, I've been doing real estate investing for a little over 1.5 years now. But just the guys that I just got involved, this guy smiling now. He like yeah, because I'm doing it. I got deals on the table. So
absolutely,
we only do it as a team. What, 3 weeks? I don't know, a little over 3 weeks, maybe, not a month. Not even a month that we've had guys that have gotten on the team, gotten rolling, and just gotten right on board, and either got something on contract or got something coming on contract. And versus me, like I said, it took me honestly about a year to start getting deals rolling, having success with it. And that's the typical learning curve. Anybody that I have, that all of my friends that do real estate investing, it's usually about a year that you start seeing success when you're on your own and you grinded it out and you don't have any of that stuff that I said. And you just totally focused. You can make it work without any money, without any team, any network, any knowledge. And just go at it with full force, with willpower, and you can be successful. But if you build with a team, and you put some money into marketing, into development, you make the learning curve shorter. But a lot of people that I know, it's usually the year is a soft spot where you can really have the success in doing it. But to shorten that learning curve, guys, I'm telling you, just join up with somebody and a team that's doing it. Absolutely. Or put that $1,000 into some marketing and get those numbers up, and you can shorten that learning curve and do it really quickly. Now, with our 7-day program, we just get you out there and just push you in the water. And you ain't got no choice but to swim. So, we make sure that you're successful because we're right there along the way. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So I'm going to go into some of the deals so that you can have a visual how it works. So let me see. The first deal is River Park Drive. It's in Riverdale, Georgia. This deal is a duplex. I got this deal on contract. Basically, a seller. She really, like I said, everything that we do here on our business model, we do services and we provide services to people. So any of my deals that I have, it's usually a seller that was in a distressed situation, and I came in there and provided a service and saved the day and provided a win-win for everybody. So it's not something like we're trying to find a deal or somebody trying to find a house that sell their house real cheap, or talk them into handing over their house for cheap so I can make some profit on it. That's not how we look at things. We look at things when we find a seller, we figure out what their problem is, and we provide to put that out there just so, because a lot of people get it confused when it comes down to that. So this lady that I worked with, the first deal, she lived out of state, in the northeast area, and the house is here in Georgia. And at the time, she, kind of got messed over by somebody. They cheated her out of $50,000.
Wow.
She thought she was going to be able to flip this house and, get it right back on the market and get her money back. But she ended up holding it for a whole year, and it sat vacant, and it wasn't even renovated at all. And so by the time I found this lady, I had reached out to her on one of the platforms that we'll show you how to dig into. And so I reached out to her, built a relationship with her. She started telling me her story, and I'm just like, wow, okay, and you're up here in New York, what's the address? I go check it out. Went past the property. I was like, you said somebody working on this right now, because this house ain't got no work done to it. I don't know what you thought. You got a team over here? And I'm just like, okay, let me do a video for you. Like, seriously, there's nothing being done to this house. Like, how much money you said you put into it? $50,000? Try $0,000 into this house. So, at that time, I'm just like, well, I got a guy that, does some renovations. I'll, call him up, see if he can, do a deal with you. So connected her with him, and it started the renovation process, and, kind of went in and, boots on the ground, built a relationship, and partnered in on a joint venture that way. Then on the flip side, ended up doing a lease option, getting it on a contract for a lease option, and then finding a tenant buyer. Found two tenant buyers because it's a duplex, actually. So the duplex was able to be separated on two different tax parcels of land. And so we was able to separate and sell both of them separate. Just move Periscope a little bit. So they was able to be sold separately. So I ended up getting two tenant buyers off of one deal, and being able to, close two different transactions off of one property.
Wow.
And so, she didn't really know, she can really do it that way. So we ended up, basically educating her, like, look, it's less risk. She said at first she wanted to be a landlord. I'm like, you don't want to be a landlord while you're all the way in New York, in the area that this property is in, because a year or two later, we're going to be back at square one with the renovations. You're going to have to deal with the phone calls or the property management, the expenses of all of the renovations and all the costs like that. I'm like, you don't want to be a landlord. You just want to do a lease option where you want to put the responsibility of the maintenance on the tenant. And so I started educating her on different strategies creatively that she can really take her property and not only have less risk, but make more money off of it that she had no idea of. And so these creative real estate investing strategies not only going to be good for you to make money, it's going to be good for you to be able to get sellers out of certain situations that they didn't even know that they can get out of, or strategies that they didn't know that can work for their property. They'll be able to use because you'll be able to step in there and educate them. And so, this education is really serious when you learn how to creatively get these houses and navigate these waters like that. And so I ended up lease option the house. I got paid. I'm actually still sandwiched into the deal. And so basically, like I said, I'll teach you how to get into these strategies without necessarily being a landlord. So I'm not necessarily a landlord, but I'm in between the deal where I'm getting cash flow every month like I'm a landlord. I got money down from the tenant buyer. And then when they do decide to sell it, when they do decide to buy it, because I'm going to have them into a credit repair program, when they decide to buy it, I'll be able to get cash on the back end when they actually buy the property. And so I get paid three different ways in this type of creative real estate investing strategy. And I'll still have control of the property. I like to call it control without ownership. Control without ownership. That thing is just,
wow.
That phrase right now, the saving your whole family. Really. So anyway, so taking control of this property, basically I have the duties of a landlord, but all of my responsibilities is really on either party, for real. And, I still act upon it, but with less risk and with more money and cash flow into it. Where landlords, they take a lot of risk and a lot of headache. I don't have to deal with either, and I get the benefit from it. And so that's River Park Drive. That's her story. Another deal that I have, Amberglade Way in Douglasville, Georgia. This seller, he had his property vacant for a year too. And so when I ran into him by doing some direct mail. So I sent him out a mailer. He called me in off of my mailer. Had a conversation with him. I put him in my follow-up system. I followed up with him about 3 months later after we first contacted him. His story changed a little bit more. He was a little bit more motivated. And I got a chance to sit with him, talk with him. And he was just like, well, I had my property vacant for a year. I'm just like, well, why you had it vacant for a year? Well, I had this tenant in here. I could have swore I screened them the best. I had a choice between all these people, and I chose this guy who said he was a property manager. So I'm like, well, property manager, you should be able to take care of my house, you know? Definitely. This would be the right choice, right? Wrong. This guy messes up the property, doesn't pay on time.
Wow.
It's totally like, just he spoofed him so much. He was like, I didn't even want to get another tenant. It was like people wanted to rent it from me, all types of stuff. I don't even. It's just vacant. I come here, I cut the grass myself. I drive about 45 minutes from my house, come to the property, cut the grass here and there, and I don't even want a tenant. That's how spoofed he was. He just didn't want to be a landlord no more. He was just totally tired of dealing with the property. He was just like,
For a
it's just
whole
going to
year,
sit vacant.
that's crazy.
It's much more peaceful for me. I don't care about the cash flow. Taxes are high. Got a little bit of HOA fees. So what? I'm good. I just don't want to deal with being a landlord. And so I come in here like, okay, don't worry about it. I take all those problems away for you. From being a landlord, scratch, done that. You're no longer a landlord. I'm going to take on all of those responsibilities. Maintenance of the property, scratch that. You don't have to take care of it. No more maintenance of the property. You still want to make money from this property, though, I'm sure, right? Because right now it's probably costing you this amount. You got the tax and insurance. That's cool. You said you're renting for this amount. Cool. Let me give you that rent on top of it. Let me give you a little bit of money in your pocket on the front end, and then you don't have to worry about the property. I'm gonna make sure somebody buy it at a high price. Now, with him, I gave him 3 different offers. I did give him a cash offer. I gave him a lease option offer, and I gave him a listing offer. And I listed it on. I call it the triple threat offer. Now, this is like really key right here. This triple threat offer, because a lot of people that you meet and that doing real estate investing, they're usually choosing one strategy and going at it that way. So when they talk to a seller, they like, I need to get it at this price, or I need to get it this way, or you're out of here. You're not working for me. I go in there, like I said, I provide a service. And so if I know that with my service, your house or your situation fits this certain strategy, I don't have to just stay in one, lane. I can always offer certain different things. I call it the triple threat offer because usually the house falls into one of these 3 categories.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It leaves basically no room for a lot. A lot of people can't say no to it. If you say no to it, you're only saying no for right now. Because when I call you back, you got to say no to one of them. You see what I'm saying? So it really, this blows the cake with a lot of things. This is what I'm telling you, right? And so, with him, I gave him 3 different offers. I told him, I'll give it to you. I'll buy it from you for cash, and I'll have to buy it for this amount of price. I'll do it on a lease option, and you won't get it right now, but you'll get it over time. But you can really make a whole lot of money from it. This is how much you make from that. Or I can list your property as a real estate agent, or I can refer it out. If you're not an agent, you can always refer it out to another real estate agent for a referral fee and still make money off of the deal. And so I gave him those numbers. I told him which option is best for you, which one you leaning towards. He's like, well, A or B. I'm really leaning towards A or B. He didn't want to list it. I was just scratched it off his list because he already tried to list it a few times and the listing expired a few times. He's already went through that headache. So he didn't want to be a landlord. He didn't want to list it with a real estate agent because it expired. And so he's sitting with a vacant house because he feels like he don't have any other option. Like, I don't have no option. I can't rent it. That's a headache. I can't list it with an agent because it's expired twice already. And so I'm not, I'm gonna just keep it, keep it vacant. And so I come in there and I'm like, I'll buy it for cash, as an investor, but I need it for this price, or I'll buy it for lease option. And he's like, well, I don't like that price from the cash. Can we do this price? Like, we can't do this price, but we can do this price. You're like, nah, I'd rather just take the lease option. Cool. That's better than no.
Yes. Got him.
I'm hoping you took an action. That's really what I was thinking in my mind. So, as I'm positioning the offer, he took the lease option, and and so that helped him out on that deal. And so with these sellers, it's like, really helping these sellers out, guys. And then not even talking about on the flip side with the tenant buyers, the people who are getting into these lease option homes that couldn't necessarily buy traditionally, or couldn't even rent traditionally half the time, but they can get into a beautiful home for, they got to pay it a little bit up front, but not too much money. And, they're looking at it like they just ecstatic, whenever I move somebody into the house, they're thankful as hell. So that's 2 deals. Wow. I'll go through one more deal, because like I said, I try to go through it visually, because I would have showed y'all the houses actually if I could share my screen and show you the pictures and kind of stuff like that. But just so I'm explaining the deal because it's easier than me to try to put some, show some numbers and stuff like that. With this creative financing, you can do commercial. So I got a commercial deal on contract right now. using these creative investing strategies. And so, Medical Way in Riverdale, Georgia. This property is it's 20,000 square feet, but I have control over half of the building. It's like two of the buildings there, and so it's a joint venture that I have with one of my mentors that I'm with, and then also it's a lease option. You can get commercial properties on lease options. And I didn't even know until when I figured this out. I was like, what? It was this fun. Once you start doing this stuff, man, like once you start getting into it and doing it, it's like, I got into the residential, then got into the kind of multifamily, then it was like, oh, snap. Oh, I can do this with that, and all types of stuff. So, that's a deal that we have on contract right now through a lease option. And with the commercial property, we basically get it on lease option. We have it on the option to purchase. We're going to lease it out, finance it for a low price, potentially buy it at the end, and then being able to sell it for a high price. And so, I don't even want to run the numbers down with that, but it's
wow.
And then with that, we got some deals in the funnel right now. We got like the guys that's been on board with us for one of the guys that's been on board for like a week. No, he's been on board for like a little week and a half, and he got one on contract. Denny Drive in Atlanta. He got that thing on contract quick. As soon as he joined on board, he was ready to go. Then this man here, he got some deals on, coming up in the funnel, Bethlehem Road, and this file was going on. Like, as soon as he hit the door, like first week had like 3-4 appointments booked, first 7 days type of thing.
Right.
And so that's in the funnel. Also have one of the guys that just got on board with us, not even a week, hasn't even been 7 days yet, and we already got something in the funnel that's about to close that we negotiating. That's on North Main Street in Jonesboro. Then we got Clifton Ave. That's in Philadelphia, I believe. That one. Yeah, that's Bethlehem in Pennsylvania. And Tavon got that one. That's in
Tavon.
That's
Tavon.
Yeah, he's about to sign that contract. That contract is we already wrote that as like that's going to be on the whiteboard in the next couple of days. It's just a real tough seller that we're going back and forth with, but less than 3 weeks. Tavon about to get that on contract, and yeah, man. I mean, it's just as soon as you get started, you can start getting roped. Like that's the type of thing we're talking about. So, how can you get started? Right? That's probably your question. Like, all right, so how can I get started? That's not like a question. Y'all doing it, whatever. About. So, this is how you're gonna get started. What you want to do is you want to go to www.therealestatewealthexchange.com. Now, this is just for the people that's on this webinar right now, and for the next hour, whoever watches this video when we put it out, for the next hour, we're gonna keep it open. Where we're gonna give you 7 videos, as well as it's not a PDF, it's like a PowerPoint of what we went through when we talk about the 7-day jumpstart, what we did for 7 days, and how you can go just straight to success. I'm going to give that to you for free right now, just for the people that's on the webinar that's viewing it, and for the people that's actually going to go to this website and fill out our application. We got a 90-day boot camp where you can have a chance to actually run with us for 90 days and be a part of the team. We have that. You'll have the opportunity to do that. That's for key people, like I said, though, guys. That's for somebody who's ready to go, that's not going to drop off, and this is something different. But for the 7-day jumpstart is when you fill out the application that's on the realestatewealthexchange.com. Once you fill that application out, that's when we'll give you a call. We'll give you the free 7-day jumpstart videos. You can get started right away. Just go through step by step exactly what we did. And so basically what they expect on here is going to be action packed on a 7-day jumpstart. It's all about action. It's not about talking. It ain't about listening, sitting back, putting your feet up, grabbing some popcorn. Straight all action, high energy.
From day one.
High energy, and then you're going to be able to execute it while you're watching us go through step by step. And so that's what you can expect on the 7th day. And we can't give it out for free to everybody. That's what I'm saying. Just for the people that's going to be able to sign up for this thing, because it is that serious. And then after that, we're going to have the 90-day boot camp as well for people that's really ready to run and go forward. But just fill that out on the website, therealestatewealthexchange.com. How would you say with the 7-day jumpstart, man? What's your experience with it?
Yeah, let me tell you. Okay, so as I said, you guys know I'm very, I'm all about, I'm a life coach. I teach, I speak. That's what I do for a living. And I do other things as well. But when I got on board with this man right here, man, I mean, like I said, when I say 0 to 100 real quick, you're 0 to 100 real quick. And but the thing is, and I also showed on my Facebook Live, how what he puts together, his creative scripts, and he makes it so easy for you. The flow is so perfect that I was able to understand it. I was able to cold call. I was able to find these for sale by owners. I was able to do everything that I thought that I was not capable of doing, being that I was so green, being that I was so new at it. And then when I was able to go to these appointments, when I went to my first appointment, when I say that I was decked out to the nines, I would look like I was going to a funeral. I was so decked out, suit tie, because I was like I said, I was decked out.
Right.
But then he told me, how to dress and what to actually put on and how to present yourself. And so when I say that he works with you step by step, and he's there, phone call away, and he's there, I realized that I was overdressed. Okay. And I realized that I was, that when I went to these individual houses, I was speaking as though I was in the game for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look like I didn't know what I was doing, because what he gives you is like so easy. The flow is so easy for you to understand. What you got to do is you got to be able to know the schematics and the terminology and all that stuff, and he teaches you, and he breaks it down to the very last compound. Like, he breaks that down for you. So when I was able to go to these houses, like one-on-one with these for sale by owners, I spoke like I knew what I was talking about, and I did. Mm-hmm. because of the 7-day 0 to 100 real quick program. Okay.
Right. As soon as you jumped on the phone calls with these sellers, man, like just going through the script, practicing it real quick, doing the role plays, all the things that we went through. And when you get this 7-day course, guys, you're going to actually be able to see us doing this. Like, as we going through the 7-day script, as we go in there doing the role plays, getting better with it, calling these sellers, making these appointments, you're going to actually see us doing it. Like, it's not like we're going to be sitting there on a PowerPoint and showing you this is what you should say. You're going to actually see us and see us live and hear us and things like that. And so, when he was going at it on the phone, it was just like, did you do this before? It was just like, you sure you ain't do this before? You're like, well, I did something like, calling people, but not like real estate. It's like, it's basically just so simple for you. Don't really have to know real estate to be able to get successful. You can just go in and take action without having to have the fear of, I don't know what I'm doing, or analysis paralysis, or, I don't have a team around me to have any questions, or, all of those things. Is like, you don't have to think about that. Now you can, have to have a procrastination, because we're going to be on you for those 7 days where you at. You don't have the fear, because you're going to have to be able to, you're going to take action. You're going to have a straight 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. This is what you do. This is the first step. This is the second. You don't have to think about step Z, because you ain't get step A yet. You don't have to think about, oh, I need a buyer's list. We don't have a property yet. This is what we're going to focus on. Okay, I don't have, I don't know how I'm going to talk to sellers in their house yet. You haven't talked to sellers on the phone yet. Don't think about the house. Those things, it's like we're going to keep you straight focused, where you don't have to be running around. Just trust me, my first year, I was running all around, and, I'm going to be here, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to try that, I'm going to do that. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, try this step is the wrong way. That's how you first start out. That's why it's such a long learning curve. And so we're going to take the learning curve from, all the way here to like all the way here really quickly within those 7 days. And so if you got, all going, I feel sorry for the people that don't have a chance to get on that website and get this, giving it out for free, because it's going to be charged money for it later on. It's definitely going to be. And then if you're going to run with us, or you're going to do it later, it's going to end up costing thousands of dollars later, because by then, when we already doing a bunch of deals, you saying I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you $100 for your time, or can you hold me for free so I can do it? That's just, it's not realistic, guys. Like, to be honest, it's just not realistic for us to just go and do all of the work and spend that time for free when we're already doing, like, we got deals on the table right now, and we're bringing in, cash flow and money up front from these deals. We're gonna focus on that, and so we're not gonna be around that long to be able to teach people and handhold people and do this with you. So take advantage of it. If you got your hands on this video, if you're watching it to this end right now, man, we've been on for an hour and a half. If you've been watching for an hour and a half, you might as well just go ahead to the website, sign up right there.
Exactly.
Right here, the real estate.
Right there, I have it in here as the real estate wealth exchange, as you can see on the bottom. All you gotta do is put your information in.
No, I was just saying, it's obviously for this person that's watching it right now, and it's obviously the right time for them. Or else they would have went to the video.
Absolutely. And so we have the website. If you see the link there, you just go on that link, the Real Estate Wealth Exchange, and you can just definitely put your thing in for that 7-day. And trust me, it's all about being committed, being focused. That's key number one: being committed, being focused, knowing that this is another source of income that you can use for whatever you need to use it for. But you got to be committed. You got to be focused. You gotta want it. You gotta want to be as successful as you want to be. But with this handheld situation that you're getting with Tracy, it's one of a kind. It's priceless.
Yeah, right. It ain't gonna be around for long. So that's what I'm saying. Get this thing around, man. Market it around for the people. It'll get into the right people's eyes. It'll get into the right people's hands that's meant to go forward with it. After that, we on to the moon. That's how it goes. So happy. I mean, I have fun though. I definitely have fun to share. I like sharing. I like teaching people and coaching, and I just get fulfillment from it when other people can get successful with it. So I'm just happy that everybody right now that's running with us is having so much success, because it's just like, how you map it out. You be like, all right, I'm doing it. I can do it. I'm gonna put it in a template. And then when you see people actually do it and they get successful, it's like, wow, it's really working. Like, oh man, we need to spread this around to the world. We can free some people. We can free some families. Oh my God. And then, it's not meant for everybody. Everybody don't have that mentality and that goal and that will to really actually make it happen. It's just a dream.
Right.
And so you got to be in action. You do. You got to.
So we're going to try to do this, guys, once a month. We're going to try to do a webinar, somewhere where we can be able to stay in touch with other people that may be interested. But this video will be floating around. We're going to be definitely having this video out for you guys, so that you guys can be able to do the replay, learn it. But yeah, this is something that it's fun for me. This is so fun. It really is fun, because I'm with guys that have the same mindset, that want to see me grow, that want to see that sees potential in me, and that I, beyond what I see in this industry, being that I do, speak and do other things. But, this is like I said, this is a new venture, a whole new venture for me, because it started out as a like, and now I see it as it's starting to be a love. I'm starting to grow into loving it, because I'm having fun with it. I'm winning.
Like when you're winning, that'll help you to keep going with it.
Exactly.
When you're not winning, it's just like, it's not working. Oh my God, I just want to quit. I was like, you keep motivated when you win, and when you're having success, when you're seeing yourself doing it. And that's why we try to keep the energy high and keeping the success going. And together, I mean, we can't fail. So
never fail. Never fail. So guys, we're going to end this session, this webinar. But like I said, you could definitely catch us at the realestatewealthexchange.com. You can hit up Tracy. He's on Facebook as well, Periscope. He's on all social networks. And like I said, we're going to definitely show you. He's gonna definitely show you and take you by the hand these 7 days. And like I said, get on it, because this is the team that wins. And we want to win. We want you to succeed too. That's the whole thing. That's why we put together the personal development portion to it, so that we know you can win and stay motivated, so that you can be able to grow in this industry and get something out of it. And that's wealth for yourself, because you can create your own wealth. So I'm going to end this show. Anything else you want to say?
No, man. It's just I'm excited. I'm ready to get back to work so we get these deals rolling, and got some offers to send. It's just amazing. I don't know. My life changed. I don't know about nobody else, but you try to do this. I mean, the world, you don't even know where the economy going, man. You got to have some ownership. You got to have a way to make some money and do your own thing right now, man. It's not a game out there. It is not a freaking game. This is not for just entertainment. This is really to save some people. All right?
Oh, that's so true. We're all here to serve. So I'm going to end this, and I thank you guys so much. Those are in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Destiny, for actually doing that for me. I do appreciate you, and we shall see you soon.
Peace out, guys. Love. Peace.